year's prize is about a rechargeable world.
Today, the Nobel Prize in Chemistry honored batteries, specifically lithium-ion batteries.
2 Americans and a Japanese researcher for their work in developing the
2019
lithium-ion
Nobel Prize in Chemistry.
Binghamton University has a Nobel laureate.
John B. Goodenough, M. Stanley Whittingham, and Akira Yoshino.
Distinguished Professor M. Stanley Whittingham.
Stanley Whittingham of Binghamton University in New York.
Whittingham developed the first working lithium battery in the early 1970s,
making possible a fossil fuel-free society.
This is something that the lithium-ion battery community has been looking forward to for the last several years.
We didn't ever think that it was if, it was just when. On behalf of Binghamton University, welcome. It's wonderful to see so many people here today. Most of all, I want to welcome all the faculty, staff, and students who are here today to celebrate the success of a longtime member of our campus community. This has been a great week for Binghamton, but especially for our guest of honor, Distinguished Professor of Chemistry, Material Science, and Engineering, M. Stanley Whittingham. It seems Professor Whittingham has been named a 2019 Nobel laureate in chemistry. As you might have guessed, this is big news and cause for celebration in honor of him and as a recognition of our university.
Whereas, in celebration of his well-deserved Nobel Prize, all New Yorkers are honored to join in congratulating and recognizing Professor Whittingham for his history of extraordinary contributions to science and his indelible impact on the world's transition to cleaner energy. Now, therefore, and I'm speaking on behalf of our governor, I, Andrew M. Cuomo, Governor of the State of New York, do hereby confer this special citation in recognition of Professor M. Stanley Whittingham in honor of his award-winning and pioneering research.
I am so happy that what is arguably the single most important invention of our lifetimes is being fully celebrated. Lightweight, rechargeable lithium-ion batteries that not only power our nifty cell phones, but these batteries also represent the best shot we have at addressing the onslaught of climate chaos and allowing cars that don't require fossil fuels to run, and for the storage of zero-carbon renewable energy from solar and wind power. It is M. Stanley Whittingham's invention of the lithium-ion battery and the follow-on efforts of his fellow laureates, Dr. John Goodenough, what a great name, and Dr. Akira Yoshino, refining Stan's invention, that are allowing us to progress towards a post-fossil fuel world.
At Binghamton, he's helped build the university into, if you'll pardon the pun, a powerhouse of battery and alternative energy research. He's the author of more than 200 publications and the recipient of millions of dollars in federal grants for battery development. He established our materials science program and spent 5 years serving as the university's vice president for research in addition to his teaching and research work. In the classroom, he's regarded as a remarkable teacher, helping mentor hundreds of students into careers in academia and industry. His students love him. They say he teaches them how to be scientists with one eye on the basic research and the other eye open for unique ways to apply this knowledge. And now, our guest of honor, the one that all this is for, please welcome Distinguished Professor of Chemistry and Material Science and 2019 Nobel Laureate in Chemistry, Stanley Whittingham.
Thank you all for your very kind comments, and thank you everybody for coming here. Bit of background, I came from a little town in what is Lincolnshire, England. I went to what some of you would call a private school here. It's a public school in England, but I went on a fee-paid basis from the local authority. This was an exciting time, and that time, the teachers were, I would say, brilliant. They're a lot of them World War II veterans who really were dedicated to teaching. And there were two teachers in particular that entrapped me, I should say, in science, hooked me, and I've never lost that. Those were the great days of American industry. You know, you had Bell Labs, General Electric, IBM, Exxon, DuPont, all had large fundamental research labs. And you could do more easily basic research in industry than you could in universities. Were going through a slight budget freeze at the time. So we had great times at Exxon. I was a researcher for 2 or 3 years. We came up with the idea of the battery. I came here, had a great time here. I chose Binghamton because you could interact across all the different departments. The students go to any department they liked, and the faculty would help them. This is not the case at most major universities where you have fiefdoms and the students in one group can't talk to the next group. So that was the great thing about here when I came. I think within a week of coming here, they said, Stan, by the way, we've started an Institute for Materials Research and you're the director. And I've had DOE funding now since 1993, continuous funding. So I really have to thank the Department of Energy. They've done a tremendous amount for me. And the Department of Energy was at both the recent meetings out, as in Ulm, Germany, and Atlanta this week. And DOE folks there listen to what the Germans and the Chinese and the Japanese are doing in energy storage. And they're going all the way to fundamental understanding to full manufacturing in national facilities. So then industry can just pick it up. This is where the US and most of Europe have dropped the ball in the past. So I'm hoping this prize will raise the level of interest in energy storage, make it possible for this country to manufacture batteries and not have them all done in Japan, South Korea, or China, and then we'll have a real business going here. I'd just like to finish with a few remarks for students. Do what interests you. Don't do what's going to make you money, because in the end you'll be unhappy. Be willing to take risks. You won't make any breakthroughs unless you make some mistakes on the way. Okay? And really enjoy yourself in whatever you do. So I'd like to thank everybody here for coming. Thank you. And maybe I'll see you later at the reception. Thank you.